Good morning, teacher. We present about some author that explains planning and preparation.
Good morning, teacher. My name is Emily Django, and today I am going to explain more thing about the author, Reynesa Nor Emilia Sari. The first part, it's important that mention that she must be taking account when uh, when designing a lesson plan are selecting materials, determining learning activities, learning resource, time distribution, and development of the evaluation procedures, determining the learning methods and means. In the preparation step, the teacher needs to be concerned with several steps in preparing for a lesson. Also, she mentions that before planning any daily lesson, the teacher must read materials that is the most relevant to what will be taught, think about the objectives and procedures that will be used in the class. Also, think about the difficulty that the students will face so that the teacher can adapt to the material to be given, and also paying attention to the time need to for each learning stage that the teacher will carry out. Make sure that the teacher dedicate enough time for teacher-student interaction. And finally, each teacher tries to add various activities in the learning.
Okay. The next author is Iliana Milkova with strategies for effective lesson planning. Here, she mentioned that it's important taking account 6 steps to guide you to guide teacher when they need to create the first lesson that they plan. The first are outline learning objectives. It is the first step, and it determines what the teacher wants students to learn and be able to do at the end of the class. The second step is develop the introduction. Here is important that the teacher design the specific activities that they will use to get the students to understand and apply what they have learned. And also it is important to develop a creative introduction in this part to the topic to stimulate interest and encourage thinking. And the third step is plan the specific learning activities, the main body of the lesson. And here we have that the teacher needs to prepare several different ways of explain the material, such as real life examples, analogies, visual aids, etc. To catch the attention of students and apply to different learning styles. The fourth is plan to check for understanding. Here it's important that the teacher need to check the student understanding, and also they need to thinking about the specific question that as students in order to check the understanding. The five is develop a conclusion and previewing. Here it's important that the teacher summarize the main points of the lesson. The teacher can do this in a number of ways, such as saying main points for themselves, or using a summary that the students do. And the last one is create a realistic timeline. It is important because it reflects the flexibility and regardless to adapt a specific classroom environment. And also it has some strategies to do that, such as estimate how much time each of the activities will take. When teacher prepare your lesson plans, and next to each activity indicate how much time you expect it will take. And also how plan a few minutes at the end of the lesson to answer any remind question to sum up key points. And that's all.
Okay, to continue, I have the article that says teacher planning and preparation for lesson plan. This article involves three important facts. The first is planning will also involve selection of the teaching strategies, methods, techniques, activities, and teaching materials in accordance with the objectives that have learned. In planning, the teacher must make preparation pertaining to resource and teaching material as well as adequacy and sufficiency. The second fact is planning for teaching is an important aspect in teaching, and teacher can plan teachings according to their preference, and planning for teaching needs simple time to ensure production or in the effective lesson plan. And the last important factor is planning is an important matter. They say that must be done by teacher before teaching. Planning is a task for teacher that directly stays under their control, and planning can control teaching to ensure that the student learning objectives are achieved. Thank you.
Well, now I am going to talk about another actor who is Nat Green. According to she, lesson planning and preparation by a teacher is the backbone of teaching. P&P are activities outside the classroom that teachers undertake to organize learning. For example, from relating objectives to content, selecting and developing tasks, also assignments and tests, preparing the classroom, adapting to individual learners' needs, also choosing ways to explain, describe, change, and support learners, to reflecting on the result of the choosing methods in learning achievement and preparing formative feedback and summative response. Also, P&P activities target specific lessons and learning activities, and as such, are usually the responsibility of the individual teacher. Also, therefore, school improvement projects rarely focus directly on the role and functions of planning and preparation within the school organization. That's all.
Well, the last document is e-learning material planning and preparation. Well, the principal author is Madhat Dibek, and in this document, the authors discuss planning and preparation using technological materials in lesson planning to design and organizing advance the activities and technology and teaching materials to ensure effective teaching and learning. With the help of TICS, you remember that the TICS is the use of technology, and will enable teachers and learners to be able to now understand or do at the end of the lesson. And this document breaks down the preparation and planning of teaching strategies, choose appropriate methodologies in approach, or to deliver content and engage learning effectively. And in addition, the document explains other important topics, that is the professional quality of the teaching materials, and writing quality learning materials, and the presenting guidelines for the preparation of training materials can be very useful to preparing others materials and achieve necessary adaptation and potential of the learning. And the picture explain brainstorming of the planning and preparation with these materials. And that's all.